Hi, everyone. I am Doron Spielman. Today is December 2nd, 2024, and this is the live daily briefing of the Israeli Citizens Spokesperson's office. We are live on Instagram, X, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and available afterwards wherever you get your podcasts. Please start submitting questions in the chat, and as always, like and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. UNRWA admits aid enters Gaza and that Hamas steals it. What is UNRWA's solution? Restore Hamas. My solution? Shut down UNRWA. Yesterday, UNRWA announced that they stopped sending aid into the Gaza Strip. UNRWA says armed gangs are stealing the aid. For months, Israel has said that Hamas was stealing aid and that it is not reaching the people of Gaza. UNRWA downplayed the thefts and deceived the world by claiming that Israel wasn't letting aid in. This is not true. Just recently, 100 trucks were sent into Gaza from Israel, but only 11 made it in. Where were those other 89 trucks? They did not make it in because armed guards attacked the first 11 trucks and stole the aid. UNRWA claims the only way to stop aid theft in Gaza is to end the war, allowing Hamas to remain in power. But the truth is clear. Hamas is exploiting the situation to profit from stolen aid, holding it in warehouses while Gazans go hungry. Hamas isn't only stealing aid, they're selling it for hundreds of millions of shekels, turning a humanitarian crisis into a money-making scheme. UNRWA is demanding an end to the war, effectively ensuring Hamas's grip on power continues. Now we might ask ourselves, why would UNRWA want Hamas to rule Gaza? It's very simple. Because UNRWA is thoroughly compromised by Hamas. UNRWA has thousands of Hamas members on its payroll. UNRWA members were directly involved in October 7th, as has been proved by Israel, and even admitted by UNRWA itself. This is UNRWA's plan. Hamas steals, they blame Israel and put pressure on Israel to end the war, and then they can restore Hamas. Anyone concerned about the welfare of Gazans should demand defund UNRWA and replace it with a real aid agency. On another note, we should all be very concerned about a troubling development in the north of Israel. Some countries are claiming that Israel is violating the ceasefire. They are wrong. Israel is stopping Hezbollah from rearming. This is called ceasefire enforcement. France has reportedly accused Israel of dozens of ceasefire violations. Just yesterday, they claimed 52 violations from Israel. Yes, Israel has been acting in Lebanon. Israel bombed multiple Hezbollah rocket launchers while they were being set up in a violation of the peace treaty to shoot rockets at Israel. Israel struck Hezbollah smuggling weapons from Syria. Israel shot at and caught Hezbollah terrorists that were sneaking up to Israel's border. France said the Lebanese are fully committed to maintaining the ceasefire and to prevent Hezbollah from returning to the south, but they need time to prove themselves. Does France want to let Hezbollah rearm on Israel's border in the meantime? Israel's not ceasing fire so that Hezbollah can return and resume their activities. Israel agreed to the ceasefire while maintaining freedom of action against Hezbollah. No one enforced the ceasefire on October 6th. No one enforced UN Security Council Resolution 1701. When Hezbollah violates the ceasefire, Israel has no choice but to enforce it. Let's take some questions from our audience watching live on social media.
Thank you, Doron. Our first question comes from Instagram. The IDF has just published a statement confirming that it carried out several strikes in Lebanon in the past day, including in the Bekaa Valley, on the Lebanon-Syria border. Do these strikes line up with what you're saying about Israel's willingness to enforce the terms of the ceasefire?
Israel, of course, has to actively be diligent in preventing any attack on our citizens. In violation of the ceasefire, Hezbollah has been arming and carrying out terror actions in all of the places you named, and Israel has the freedom of action to stop them. Now, we had hoped when we agreed to the ceasefire, we wouldn't have to act there, that the Lebanese army, the French government, the UNIFIL, all of these watchdog agencies would stop them. But apparently, they're inept And if we see someone that is arming a rocket, ready to shoot on a home in Israel, we have said we are committed to and we will take it out. Every instance you just mentioned, that is this case, and we've been completely transparent. We're saying to the world, Hezbollah is violating the agreement. We are taking care of it. We don't want to. We want the parties to the agreement to take care of it themselves.
This is a question from Jerry on YouTube, who is asking, may we see a situation where the IDF takes charge of aid deliveries in Gaza?
Look, Gaza is an area that is full of humanitarian agencies that are supposed to be acting on behalf of the Gazan people. They are getting billions of dollars of aid from United States taxpayers, European taxpayers, and people around the world so that hopefully the Gazan people can receive the aid they want. Instead of asking Israel to come in and take care of the situation that they should be doing, we should be demanding that these aid agencies either step up to the task or leave Gaza and put in an aid agency that is capable of doing so.
Today, the IDF confirmed that Omer Nutra, who we thought was a hostage, was declared murdered on October the 7th. Daniello on Instagram is asking, can you give us an update on the latest hostage deal talks? Where do things stand?
Well, Daniela, as you can see, the pain of October 7th is still affecting us day in and day out. His poor family are now in mourning as they realize now that there is no hope that he will return alive. Israel's committed at bringing him back, his body back, and all of the other 101 hostages, bringing them home, and as many as are alive, and of course, we hope as many as possible, bringing them back home alive. This just reminds us of the heinous crime that Hamas committed on October 7th. Israel is engaging in hostage negotiations, and we've been engaging in hostage negotiations almost since October 7th. But in every single negotiation, Hamas has had demands that would enable it to stay in control of the Gaza Strip, which puts more and more Israelis at risk. Israel is committed to bringing our people home. We are also committed to the destruction of Hamas. And we are hoping that the entire world will pressure Hamas to stop carrying out what is a daily crime against humanity and bring our mothers, our fathers, brothers, sisters, and children home as soon as possible.
This is a question from our Instagram stories. We've seen reports in recent days of rebels in Syria taking over the major city of Aleppo. What can you share about this and how Israel sees the situation?
The situation in Syria has always been tenuous. Syria is a vicious regime that is supported by none other than Russia and Iran. They have connections to North Korea, and they are part of the world's terror axis. These rebel fighters are originally a group of people that want to throw over that regime. They're of a slightly different religious sect than the minority, the Alawite minority that is ruling Syria, and they resist President Assad. There's no question that the timing of this move is connected to Hezbollah's weakening. Israel's response to Hezbollah's attack have enormously weakened the organization, and therefore these Syrian rebels, which want to throw off the yoke of this regime, are making major moves. They moved into Aleppo, Syria's second largest city, yesterday, taking over one of the presidential palaces. From Israel's perspective, we're looking at this very carefully. We don't want to get involved in internal Syrian politics. What we do want is to have peace with our neighbors. It is clear that Assad is an actor on behalf of the axis of evil, and the world should be concerned about this axis of evil and understand that Syria is just one more component. Israel just happens to be on the border, but those same people want to target the United States and Europe. Therefore, this is a world problem. We are looking at it very, very carefully.
This is our final question today, and the question is, what are you looking toward in the next month, 2 months? What are you paying attention to on all of the 7 fronts that will give us maybe some glimmer of hope that this war is coming to an end?
Well, first of all, I think we can have a lot of hope in that while Israel suffered a horrific blow on October 7, 2023, with the loss of 1,200 civilians, and Iran seeing that as an opportunity to try to destroy Israel on 7 fronts, Israel's not going anywhere. We have reasserted our deterrence in the entire region. We have responded and, to a large degree, deconstructed Hezbollah and pushed them beyond the Litani River. We've hit more than 80% of their weapons piles and killed thousands of their terrorists. Hamas, their force has been reduced to maybe 1/5 of its original size. They're hiding as guerrilla units that are still operating in Gaza, but we've reduced Hamas. And at the same time, our other enemies, such as in Yemen, they also know that Israel would respond. We've issued crippling responses, not to mention Iran, the major source of evil, the head of the octopus. Israel has hit Iran, completely disabling a lot of their anti-aircraft launchers, leaving them open for attack if they should try to attack Israel for our response. I think that we can gain an enormous amount of hope in the fact that the state of Israel is not only here, we are more unified than we were before, and we have reasserted our deterrence on our borders. We need to do more of this. We need to bring our hostages home and make sure that these evil regimes cannot put Israeli people at risk. Our residents of the South and our residents of the North can come home safely. When we light the Hanukkah menorah in just 2 weeks, we want that light not only to be for the people in their homes, but all of our hostages and all the people of Israel, Jews and Gentiles throughout the world. Thank you for watching. We'd also like to remind you, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday. To help support our mission, please visit our website or go to the Giving Tuesday link across our social media. That's all we have time for. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Israel time, 8 a.m. East Coast time. Have a good and safe day.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is Dejobnik signing off.